Hey guys, and welcome to another video on ZAZZA Racing Team. So we're going to jump into this one on Monday night's practice session, where you can see Jazzman is in another league there. He's a tier 1 driver, and in fact all the guys in front of me are tier 1 drivers. I think our Slicker is also a tier 1 driver, and then we've got my brother who's a tier 2 driver with me. So please stick around to the end of the video, because I've got a really important question to ask, as there is another disaster in this one, but we will get to that shortly. But if you like the video, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, to get notified of when all my videos are uploaded. But we start in 5th for this one. And I thought it was a fantastic race, bearing in mind this is the practice session that happens on the Monday night before the Tuesday's race. So we'll get into this one. We start at around the 40-minute mark, because the race was pretty stagnant. All positions were held from 1st to 5th, and it was myself, Matthew Espray UK and R Slicker. As you can see here, we were fighting for 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and on the first round of pit stops you can see that R Slicker comes into the pits first, and leaving myself and Matthew Espray to try and perform the overcut. You can see here as we're finishing the first lap, there's a couple of cars in front of us. One goes off there wide, which kind of left Matthew with no choice. If he wanted to maximise the overcut, he needed to come in there. Whereas I had a little bit more space, and I felt I could do one more lap, as they were going to be on cold tyres. But it didn't quite work out as I planned. As we approach the final bend to come in for our pit stop, I was at the point where I was thinking, yeah, I definitely need to come into pit now, otherwise I'm going to get slowed down by Captain Kirk. And yeah, this is why you should practice your pit stops. We got 4 seconds of damage, and it gets worse as we come into the pit box. So 46 is Matthew, that's who we're going to be looking for. Yeah, we totally missed our mark. So that's 4 seconds of damage, probably another 4 seconds getting up onto the jacks. So that was a pretty disastrous pit stop. But yeah, we're looking for, I think it's number car 46 is Matthew Espray, and car 59 is our Slickers. So we can see them coming up to the final corner now. Obviously I've still got another 12 seconds in my pit box as someone comes in front of me. It doesn't really distract me at all, but you can see 59 coming through now, and 46 coming past now. So you can see how much time you can lose in the pits. 59, our Slicker, who was only a couple of seconds in front of me, is going through the hairpin of turn 1. And we will move forwards to see how far in front of me they are. So Matthew Espray 3.78, 4 seconds in front of me, and R Slicker about 11.4 seconds in front of me. And Itzy Shida, who's in 12th, is 3 seconds in front of me and plays a massive role towards the end of this race. Very quick tier 1 driver, but he is in 12th position. So let's remember that. There's 22 minutes to go. Our Slicker is 10 seconds in front of us at the moment, and we're going to move it forward slightly. Where would we move it to? That's right, Matthew gets a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure what he got that for. I'd be really interested to know, because over the 2 days I didn't even get one track warning. So I'd really be interested to know where he was getting his track warnings. Maybe that was the place to find the time. I don't know. He was exploring the track a little bit better than me. But we move it right to the end now of the practice. I've closed up to within the whole 10 seconds to within 0.3 of a second, and you've got Itsushida right behind me, who's in 12th place. So I'm putting pressure on our slicker. This is the final lap. Bear in mind, I've spent 20 minutes trying to get into this position, and Itsushida, who's in 9th position, is harrying me for I don't know what. But anyway, between me and our slicker, it was very, very close. I felt one more lap, and I probably could have got him, but who knows? Before what happens, which you're going to see in just a short second, I might have actually got him into the last section, but I'm harrying our slicker, and I'm right on the back of him, being mindful not to touch him, but I want to push him into a mistake. He gets on the grass there, but there's not enough overspeed for me to get him, and then this happens. I know it's a practice, and Itsushida did actually come into the Discord after and apologise, and I feel for him really, but that sort of thing can't happen. Like, you're in 9th place, I know you're fast, you're a tier 1 driver, and you looked on my pace, if not quicker, but of course I'm going to get slowed down because I'm fighting for position. But yeah, it's one of those, and I'm hoping he learns from his mistake, and that never happens again, especially in a race. But we do spin it round, and we do come to cross the line in 2nd position with a load of tier 1 drivers. I was completely happy with that. So we move on to the race now. Rick MotoGP starts in 1st, Flabs qualifies in 2nd, and we're just going to start the race here, and Flabs gets a drive-through penalty. He showed in the Discord his start, and I would say he was ahead of his box there. You've got to stay within the green box, guys. Don't try and move beyond the green box, otherwise you're going to get a drive-through penalty like that. So that kind of leaves Rick MotoGP and myself out in front, with the guy in 3rd, car number 14 in what's that, the Aston Martin. So Rick goes in there to serve his penalty, and yeah, it kind of leaves us to warm up our tyres and see what we can do. So the race is an hour long with 1 pit stop, no refueling. Same as the practice. We're going to move it forwards all the way up to the 1st pit stop, which I blink first. I come into the pits, and as you can see, I have practiced coming into the pits now, and although it's slower, I didn't lose 4 seconds through damage, and now all I've got to worry about is hitting my marks on the pit stop. So we're running in 2nd. As I said, it was pretty stagnant race, and do I get it on there? And yeah, see, I go in there much slower, and I kind of use that middle of the windscreen, the split, to judge where I'm going into, because that has to be aligned with the lollipop, and then there's just 2 chevrons that I have to worry about to get in. So practice your pit stops, guys. If anything, you saw in the last practice session what happened and how much I lost, and in this session the pit stop went much more smoother. So we come out behind Flabs, who had that drive-through penalty, and behind Drew the grate. So we just move it forwards slightly to a moment with Drew the Great, and top quality, man. I really appreciate it. As we move forwards, Drew the Great's getting blue flags here. Sticks on his indicator to let me know that he's going to slow down and stay to the right. So cheers, mate. I really appreciate that, because there are people that don't adhere to the blue flags, and it's quite unfortunate. We're going to move forwards to the 13-minute mark. I managed to keep Flabs at 2 seconds in front of me. Again, he goes off the track, and look what he does here. He realises he's gone off the track, he realises seconds behind him, he moves over to the left, and then he tucks in behind, and that's it. He doesn't try to fight me at all. So well done you. I managed to stay behind. I think it would have been a good race between Flabs and myself, maybe even Rick. I don't know. Rick was 14 seconds down the road, and I think it's CR UK IP is about 22 seconds behind us. We're going to move forwards to the last bit of the race, and it's CR UK IP is, how many seconds is he behind us? 22 seconds behind us, and Rick's probably 16 seconds in front of us. 5 minutes to go. We're on the back straight, and then this happens. Yep, another disconnect. Complete write-off of the car. I'm completely panicking here because I don't want to impede anyone else's race, because when these disconnects happen, you have no control over the car. It's stuck on full throttle, and you can end up anywhere. So I frantically disconnect. I can't drive that car back to the garage, and my race is over. So I reset to the garage with four minutes of control lock, which is fine. I'm completely pissed at this moment. 22 seconds in front of third. Obviously first was away. He had the race, but at this moment here, all I was thinking about is, right, wait for Rick to come past, rejoin the race, and finish the race. Because you pick up points for finishing the race. You don't pick up any points if you don't finish the race. So we do come out of the garage, and we'll move slightly forwards here to the last lap. Rick was 8 seconds in front of us so that I could just finish the race behind him, and yeah, we come across the line here to finish in 16th place, and there's the result. Well done, Rick. MotoGP. CR UK IP finished in second, and Fly Sky DHK finished in third. Now, I did contact Jazzman on the Discord, and I asked him if the result could be retracted and that I could finish in second position. I've left it with those guys. What do you guys think? I know things happen in races. I felt like I was always going to hold that second position if it wasn't for the disconnect. So I put it over to you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. In the last race that I had, if you watched my last video, I had a disconnect right at the beginning of the race. And yeah, I felt like I could have finished within the top 5. But having a disconnect at the beginning of the race is completely different to having a disconnect when you've completed pretty much 95% of the race and you've got 5 minutes to go. And the guy behind was 22 seconds behind. The guy in front, I was never going to catch him. It was kind of like a stagnant finish to the end. Now, I know some people will be sitting there thinking it's racing. You could get a puncture with 5 minutes to go, and these things can happen. And I totally understand that. So I respect any decision that the the guys in the Discord make, and I also would like to hear, as I said a couple of times before, what you guys think. But that's it for this week's video. Another disaster through no fault of my own, and I'd finished first in the first race. I feel like I could have finished within the top 5 in the second race, and I feel like I should have finished second in this race. And if those results had have come in, we would have been leading the Tier 2 Championship. It's unfortunate that isn't the case, and yeah, we just have to swallow that pill, wait and see what Jazzman says in the Discord, and we'll leave it there. Guys, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and by subscribing to the channel you'll get notified of when all my videos are out. Next Tuesday is the next race, so we will see you in the next one at the Hungaroring. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it.